Okay, in this tutorial I'd like to show you how you can apply a final coloured graphic to an InDesign document. InDesign is used to apply both your graphics and text together to show evidence of your learning. So the first thing that we need to do is save a copy of this final coloured graphic as a PNG file. So we're going to go to File, Export, and Export As. Once we've done that, we'll check that we've opened up the right folder and that we're saving it correctly. I can keep the file name the same as my Illustrator file because now I'm going to choose that my Save As type is PNG. Yours might automatically say drawing, but you just need to open up your Save As type here and go through until you find PNG. The bonus of doing a PNG file is when we hit Export, it allows the background that is traditionally white to become transparent. This is going to be really helpful when we go to add your design to different products and we want to make it look realistic without having a large white box around it. I'd like you to check that your resolution is at high, 300 ppi. Sometimes it will be at 72. If you save that PNG with 72 ppi, you'll find that it's quite pixelated as a final outcome. So change that to high. Make sure that your background color is set on transparent and then hit OK. That now is going to save into our files. And if I open up my Year 9 folder here, I've got my Amoy's Monster color version and that's a PNG. Should be able to double click on that and here he is. You can see that the background, there is no background and it's just my cool coloured graphic. Wonderful. So now we're going to open up InDesign. I've already given you a file that I'd like you to add your designs to. This is a 4-page file. We've actually completed the first page already and that's where you drew up some different designs and you put some examples in of images that inspired you. The second page is the instructions for how to vectorize your logo, create a laser cut design, and add patterns, colors, and gradients. The third page is the page that we're going to work on today. The first thing I'd like you to notice is within InDesign is that the interface, which is your whole screen here, is a very similar layout to Illustrator, and that's because they're both Adobe programs. So something I'd like you to do is click on your selection tool and then select something on the page, maybe this text. When you hit Control Plus to zoom in, you'll find that it zooms in perfectly to that section of the document. Now we can read through what it is we're supposed to do on this page. And it says, on this page you should include at least 4 alternatives to a resolved coloured graphic that could be used to support your final product. Create a graphic or a logo using simple shapes on Adobe Illustrator. Add text using the Type on Path tool. This will allow you to draw a shape or a line and write on the contours of that shape. I'm going to go through those instructions in a separate video. On this video, I'd just like to show you how you can apply an image to the page. So we're going to press Ctrl+0, click off of your image or your text, and then we're going to go File and Place. File, Place. I'd like you to find that file now. Here it is, Amoy's Monster color version. We're going to hit Open. What you'll see straight away is that your image will just be a shadow image. If you click and drag, you can allow that image to be placed at a particular size. So let's say I want it to be about this size, keeping in mind that my page at the moment is A3, so it will print quite large. Control plus and I'll zoom into that section. Here's my little image. The first thing to note is that it's very pixelated. In real life, it isn't pixelated, and we know that because we've seen the real version. What happens on Adobe InDesign is that they want to make sure that the program or the page runs really smoothly and fast. And if we have lots of high resolution images on the one page, it can slow down the computer and lag. So what it does is it just puts a little pixelated version in so that your computer will run faster. If you want to double check that your image is okay, you can right click on the image, go to Display Performance and select High Quality Display. And now I can see that my image is indeed actually smooth. Okay, I now might want to change the size of that image. And currently, if I do that, it only selects the outside box here, and it will either crop in the picture or it'll just add a whole heap of white space. I'm going to hit undo, Control Z, Control Z, and Control Z to get back my original, Control plus. Okay, something that I need you to do in order to very easily change the size of this graphic is to go into your settings. If you go to, and I'm just going to move this here so you can see it a bit clearer, the top right corner of your page, you'll see a little cog here, and it says Customize Control Panel. We're going to click on that cog together, and I'd like you to scroll to the top. At the moment, all of our options are selected, and that means that because there's so many things selected, it's very difficult to show all of those settings in the top of our screen. So let's unselect or deselect some of these options here. Transform X, Y, W, H, and transform scale rotate. We're going to deselect those, and we'll scroll down, and I also want you to deselect the word distribute. So there are now 3 boxes that have not been ticked. 1, 2, and 3. Press OK. And I'm just going to make that fill the page again. What you'll notice now is when I select my image, I have the option up the top here called Auto Fit. I'd always like you to click Auto Fit when you are working with images. That won't show up unless you are selected on the image. So I'll select the image and now you'll see auto fit there. Now, when I enlarge the image, and I should always hold shift before I click and drag, shift, click and drag, it moves the image within that size, within that frame fitting size. Okay, so that is how we add an image to our InDesign page. You are going to continue this process until you've shown me a minimum of 4 alternatives for your monster. And you can actually select this bottom stuff here with your selection tool and hit delete because it's not relevant to your design. So this page should be full with alternatives for both your monster graphic and logo. I'm now going to create some tutorials on how you can make your graphic and turn it into a logo. Before we do that, we're always going to go File and Save, and then hit Save. That's all for now.